financial inclusion and role of technology for delivering of banking and financial services. Though we are half an hour, around more than half an hour short with the time, we will try to cover it and come back on the time which is mentioned in the schedule. So we'll keep this session for 1 hour, and it will be started with a presentation by Canara Bank, a small presentation, and then a panel discussion of our esteemed panelists for this session. So I request my team members to get all the delegates back in the hall.
Across the country by leveraging the use of technology. Elets, through its banking and financial division, aims to aid in the mission of financial inclusion through its various events, a quarterly magazine, and its web portal. We've organized a number of events in the past: FIPS 2014, 2013, the BFSI event that happened recently in 2015, and we look forward to connect with stakeholders across states to conduct similar events. Our upcoming event, which is the Gujarat Cooperative Summit, will provide a platform where all the registered cooperatives can come and share their success mantra and also learn from one another's experiences, understand better the opportunities and challenges in the cooperation sector, and provide the corporate world an opportunity to showcase their abilities and expertise in the field. The session's agenda will focus on taking financial inclusion to last mile, importance of Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobility model, state initiatives under financial inclusion, and how new technology is being leveraged by banks and financial institutions to provide financial services to people effectively. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Garima. Elets has been doing a lot of work in BFSI sector, and with the advent of our new magazine, Banking and Finance Post, which was fortunately being launched by Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra in the BFSI Leadership Summit, which we co-organized with Government of Maharashtra. We are very thankful for government in helping us and supporting us in highlighting BFSI initiatives in India. And now there is one more event in June we are doing with Government of Gujarat, which will be focusing on IT initiatives in cooperative sector, Gujarat and other parts of India. So thank you, Garima, once again. Now we are starting with the session on financial inclusion and role of technology for delivering of banking and financial services. I would like to invite eminent guests on stage for this particular session. And I'll start with, again, Dr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, who is Deputy Director General, UIDAI, Mumbai Regional Office. Sir, to please join us on stage. A round of applause for Mr. Pandey. We have Shri K. Virupaksha, Deputy General Manager of Canara Bank with us. Sir, we invite you on stage, and a round of applause please for our guest who has come from Bangalore to participate in the summit. We have Mr. Kamlesh Sevak, Assistant General Manager, CISO, Risk Management Department, Bank of India. Please invite him with a round of applause. Mr. N.K. Sharma, Additional General Manager of SIDBI. Sir, we invite you on stage to join us in the discussion. Then we have Shri Karse Kevskar, Chief Information Officer, Bombay Stock Exchange. Do we have the CIO with us? Okay. So there is one more guest who can really put up a perspective of industry, especially the mobile payments. And we have Mr. Shashank Joshi, who is the Managing Director of My Mobile Payments Limited with the brand Money on Mobile. I invite Mr. Joshi on stage. So before we start with this panel discussion, I would request Shri K. Virupaksha, DGM of Canara Bank, to present Canara Bank's initiatives, please. Thank you.
Dr. Bonde and other distinguished panelists and delegates. I am Virupaksha, Deputy General Manager from Canara Bank. I am directly involved in the implementation of financial inclusion initiatives in the bank. So, for a change, I would like to show one short film for 5 minutes which depicts the initiatives taken by Canara Bank in the implementation of financial inclusion.
तुमने भी तो प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना के तहत कैनरा बैंक में खाता खोला है ना? उसमें रुपया जमा क्यों नहीं करते? सुरक्षा के साथ जितने दिन रुपया रखते हो उतने दिन का ब्याज का फायदा भी मिलेगा।
अरे भैया, बैंक में रुपया जमा करना निकालना बड़ा ही मुश्किल काम है।
जब मैंने खाता खुलवाने के लिए कहा था तब तुमने यही कहा था। अब बताओ क्या परेशानी झेलनी पड़ी?
कुछ भी नहीं भैया, खाता खुलवाना तो बड़ा ही
एक
Canara Bank, together we
That is financial inclusion. Actually, nowadays, everybody is talking about financial inclusion. Will you stop this one? Yeah, you stop. Yeah. As if financial inclusion is a new innovation. Friends, as you know, financial inclusion started in India with the nationalization of banks in 1969. As you know, soon after the nationalization of banks in 1969, government has come out with so many initiatives. Starting from SFDA till Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, that is the latest edition, we have experimented so many methods, so many innovations, so many models for bringing about financial inclusion in the rural area. But even today, we are yet to find a perfect model which delivers the financial services to the downtrodden at affordable cost. The search is still on. Friends, as you know, soon after the nationalization, we mandated that target priority sector lending. Then we opened RRBs, regional rural banks. Then we initiated lead bank concept. Then so many schemes. Then IRDP came. Then local area banks, service area concept came. And in 2010, this financial inclusion first phase, or so-called Swabhiman, that first phase of financial inclusion was called Swabhiman. That Swabhiman came. Though during the first phase of financial inclusion, we opened about 18 crore accounts. Out of 18 crores accounts, 10 crores accounts were opened through branches, another 8 crores through business correspondent or bank mitras. But if you analyze those accounts, nearly 82% of the accounts were either inactive or dormant. Then government thought the concept of financial inclusion cannot be achieved just by opening the accounts. So all the services, all the financial services, they are to be, there may be by way of pension, or maybe by way of insurance, or by way of credit. So all these financial services, when they are provided to the last milestone, that is the last in village level, then only the concept of financial inclusion can be achieved. That's why PMJDY, it took a new shape. Here in the PMJDY, it is not mere opening of accounts. It is the bundle of financial services that we are going to provide. You may be this one astonished to accept the PMJDY is a great success. In the sense, though there are some World Bank other, they are critically criticizing some of the activities. Within a span of 8 months, you see, we opened about 15.45 crore accounts. Even 5 or 10% them duplication may be there. Even then, it was a great success. Through these accounts, as a whole, we canvassed about 15,800 crores of deposits. You see the potential available in rural area. You take the example of latest Surakhi insurance, that is Jeevan Jyoti and Jeevan Suraksha. Within a span of 4 or 5 days, all banks put together, we canvassed about 5 crore of insurance. You see the potential. They see the potential, insurance potential. Worldwide, the penetration of insurance is about, on an average, it is about 10%. But in India, it is less than 4%. But you see within 1 week, the achievements, how much success we gained. So, this is financial inclusion is not mere opening of accounts. It is the process of extending all the financial services to the society at affordable cost. Here the one concept is affordable cost. That means if you see the cost of delivery of these services, even today, a payment or a receipt at BC level, as per the cost estimate, it works about 70 rupees per transaction. That means even if a person withdraws some 5,000 or 10,000 at a BC level, it costs to bank about 70 rupees per transactions. Unless these costs are reduced, even the BC model, what we are calling that business correspondent model or bank mitra model, it is not going to sustain for a long time. This was that I have already explained. How this revolution has taken place over a period of time, we moved from conventional banking to innovative banking, financial inclusion to financial security, Jan Dhan to Jan Suraksha. These are the evolution in the financial inclusion. These are some of the initiatives taken by all the banks, not only Canara Bank. That is a no-frill, large number of no-frill accounts were opened, SHGs were formed, then financial literacy centers are opened in all the district level. Now we are moving towards the block level or taluka level. Then KYC, as Pandaji put it, even the KYC, just if you, they need not remember, they bring any other document for opening up account. If they remember Aadhaar number, that is sufficient. Even they need not produce the photos also. Even with Aadhaar number, we can open the accounts. And BC and business correspondent and business model we have appointed. Then financial inclusion fund was created. GCC, KCC were given, the general credit card and Kisan credit card. These are the initiatives taken by all the banks. So this is about BC. Then during the first phase of financial inclusion also, the focus was on villages having more than 2,000 population in the first phase of financial inclusion. There large number of ultra small branches were opened by all the banks. Then kiosk stores were opened. Then mobile banking were encouraged during the first phase. Then coming to this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, as I mentioned earlier, it took a different shape. Here, apart from opening of accounts, different services, financial services were given to the last milestone people. And here the concept was not on villages. Under PMJDY, as you know, the focus was on households. 1,000 to 1,500 households are called a sub-service area, and each sub-service area is appointed with a business correspondent or a bank branch. So the focus was on households, not on that is not on villages. And 6 pillars under Pradhan Mantri, the PMJD, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Out of these six pillars, we have already, in the first phase, it's already over. We have opened about 15.5 crore accounts, and all these accounts, nearly 12 crore of accounts were already issued with RuPay cards. And as Pandeyji put it, in the country, the Aadhaar penetration is so deep nowadays. Nearly 70% of the population, that is out of 120 crore of population, 85 crore of population is already covered with Aadhaar. Once this, now even the PMJDY has taken a back seat. Now we are moving towards JAM, that is JAM, JAM. That is Jan Dhan, J stands for Jan Dhan, A stands for Aadhaar, and the third one M for mobile penetration. As you know, mobile penetration out of the population of 120 crores, as per the latest estimate, nearly 90 crore subscribers are there, mobile subscribers. You see the potential. Even those who are not having bank account, they are having mobile connection. So unless these Jan Dhan, mobile and this Aadhaar, if all the three are integrated, then really this financial inclusion becomes a reality. These are what IT can do. As you are already aware, it brings about cost effectiveness, then it increases the productivity, then it enables the introduction of new products that suits the people at large, then it reduces management risk, then improves eKYC and also identification. These are some of the advantages in the IT enablement. Then these are some of the initiatives taken by all the banks. That is, we opened ATMs, then biometric ATMs, then eKYC, then AEPS, Aadhaar-enabled payment system. Earlier, whenever that government subsidy used to distribute it to the beneficiary, there was an inordinate delay and as you put it, nearly 30%, 20% of the pilferages were there. Now, by linking this Aadhaar to their bank accounts, straight away this the direct benefit transfer, let it be by way of subsidy or any other scholarship, entire amount will be routed through these accounts. On an average, government is spending about 2,30,000 crores by way of food, fertilizer and other subsidies on an average. If entire this amount is routed through these accounts opened under PMJDY or otherwise, certainly there will be no pilferages and entire the amount will reach the last milestone. Then Aadhaar seeding, that is direct benefit transfer. Then RuPay cards are also populated. Now that mobile have taken such a shape, in future, if you visualize the future banking, it is mostly on mobiles. So a small mobile, that USSD platform has also, that is unstructured supplementary service data has come. By giving a missed call to *99#, you can know the balance in your account, you can transfer the amount, and also the mobile banking is also taking a new shape. If all these are put into place, certainly the concept of financial inclusion can be achieved without any fail. You see how this chart shows how these alternative channels means that is ATM or mobile banking or internet banking, over a period of time how they are becoming popular. You see a bank as all banking industry as a whole, nearly among public sector banks, nearly 45 to 48% of the transactions are pushed to these alternative channels. In private sector banks, the figure is fantastic, almost 80%. A day may come in future where nobody will come to the bank branches. New generation, they are all techno-savvy and do their entire banking needs through their mobiles or computers. Those days are not so far. The challenges, some of these challenges are, as Chief Secretary of Punjab, he put it, connectivity is a major issue in the implementation of this financial inclusion. Especially in the state like Chhattisgarh, northeastern states, where even today the villages, they are lacking this connectivity. Unless these connectivity issues are sorted out, it is very difficult. So we talk more of technology or so many initiatives. Everything is based on connectivity. Unless this basic issue is resolved, this banking, especially that cost saving or the extending this best facilities to last milestone person, it becomes very difficult. Another is technology. Each banking is having its own technology. Each bank is having its own software. Unless these software of different banks are synchronized and a common platform is formed, then it's very difficult. The third one is the cost. As I put it, as per the estimate, even today, the cost per transaction through BC in rural area, it is very expensive, about 70 rupees as per the estimator. And through ATM, it is about 17 rupees. In the branch, it is about 30 rupees. Unless these costs are reduced, financial inclusion will not become a reality. So these are some of the suggestions. Friends, as I mentioned, financial inclusion, it cannot be achieved overnight unless mobiles, Aadhaar and also the banking. If all these are synchronized, then only the concept of financial inclusion can be achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. for also for the wonderful film on Mera Khata Bhagya Vidhata. So before we proceed further, I would like to make an announcement that when tomorrow, while the draft IT investment policy of Goa will be unveiled, at 12:15, since 12:15, Chief Minister and Department of IT along with Chief Secretary will take one-on-one discussions with industry representative. So who all industry representatives are interested, they can have a one-on-one discussion with Government of Goa from 12:15 after the unveiling of draft IT policy. So now I request Dr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, DDG of UIDI, to please moderate this session, sir, and proceed further with the discussion. Thank you.
Panelist Mr. Goa'15. Now, how we intend to do this panel discussion. The topic is financial inclusion and role of technology for delivery of banking and financial services. As I suggest, the topic itself is very, very relevant, and considering the present times, many of you would have been present in the morning session, in the first session, where we did speak about digital India, the new paradigm. And when we talk about the digital India, it's not only a question of digitizing certain databases or doing something. It is basically for empowering people. And what does empowering people mean? Empowering people mean that we empower them socially and also empower them financially. So when we talk about empowering socially, in the sense that he should be able to get his rights and entitlement on one side, whatever rights, as a citizen, as a resident, he should get the rights. And when we talk about empowering financially, that is where the question of financial inclusion, or of the opposite, financial exclusion questions arise. In the morning I mentioned that even after 67 years of independence, till few months back, we had bank accounts. What I'm saying, not only the bank accounts, penetration was only 40% in our country. 60% of the population had no access to the banks. In terms of a brick and mortar bank, only 30,000 habitations in India. There are total 6 lakhs villages in our country, and only 30,000 villages habitations have had the brick and mortar bank branches. So how do we speak? And then there were various reasons for this. Why we couldn't do that for 67 years. Now this financial inclusion, people many times think that all right, opening a bank account, or maybe it is something why it is so important. Have we ever thought that when we are talking about our GDP growth rate, competing with the world's fastest economy, maybe overtaking China, maybe we may have overtaken, or on a sustained basis, GDP growth rate of 10%. Let's say our GDP grows at 10%. What happens? We have two Indias in one India. One which is connected to the financial world, and other is outside this financial world. Now, unless it does the financial pipe reaches every citizen of our country, how is this benefit of enhanced GDP? Our per capita income may increase, our GDP may increase, but how will that money reach those people? Those who are not connected by the financial pipes. And how do they participate in this growth story, GDP increase growth story, which we are aiming to do in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So therefore, it is very, very important to have, I would say that the financial, the linkage, financial pipes, basically the plumbing job, that has to be done. And that is exactly what is being done for this financial inclusion program. And in fact, in this, the two important programs, again pushed by our Honorable Prime Minister, that is our Aadhaar, and then Jan Dhan Yojana. It's a mind-boggling that during only just a few months, more than 14 crore bank accounts have been opened. I mean, my fellow panelists would also share their experience. They have been in this banking industry or in the financial industry for the last so many years. And we have been talking about this financial inclusion. It's not that we have started talking about financial inclusion today. I've been in this service for the last 31 years. And I remember when I joined service in 1984, that time also we used to talk about financial inclusion. But then, the speed at which we used to progress and the speed at which we have progressed in the last few months is entirely a different story. So what has happened? One of the very important things, of course, it has been given great push by our political leadership, by the government of the day, but also the technology. So both the things, that's why we are saying that this is a very, very opportune moment for doing this. So therefore the topic for this panel discussion, that the financial inclusion and the role of technology for delivering banking and financial services, this is very, very relevant. And I have a very distinguished panelist on this panel. So what I will do is that I will request my fellow panelists to give their perspective about this topic, and then I want to spend a lot of time in question answers, because during the tea time, lots of people had lots of ideas, suggestions, wanted to know about financial inclusion, about the Aadhaar program, about the technology, what will be done, what should be done. So we have lots of time in doing this. So now may I request Mr. Sasant Joshi, Managing Director of My Mobile Payment Limited, to share his perspective on this topic. Thank you, sir.
Hi, my name is Shashank Joshi. I represent a company called Money on Mobile, and we are not a bank, but we are licensed by the Reserve Bank of India to set up a semi-closed payment system in the country. Semi-closed payment system basically works like a transaction between a registered customer and registered merchant. So since morning we have been listening to digitization and digital India and all of that. Many of the people have a perception that when the feature phone becomes a smartphone, that is when the digital India has arrived. And I'm not of the opinion that is going to happen any soon. So I've been doing disruptive innovation on the SMS technology, because 70% of the phones in the country are based on SMS. They are feature phones. So the recent innovation that we did is we have launched money transfer through NPCI's service called IMPS on a text messaging platform. So the recipient, let's say my driver is sending money to his wife in UP or something like that. The recipient gets the money in less than 30 seconds. The service works 365 days, and hats off to NPCI for doing a fantastic job. So the technology will disrupt continuously, and if we keep innovating, there will be benefits that we can look forward to. Now, sir, Aadhaar. NPCI is working on a technology. Probably in couple of years, we'll see that in reality in India. You will not need the person's banking details to send money. You just need his Aadhaar number and the money is gone. So it will be simplified in such a way, and I'm very proud that India will be the country to lead the world into this kind of a disruptive innovation. We have also done one more innovation in terms of leveraging this technology. All of you have been aware that e-commerce is grown in a very big way in India. So earlier e-commerce had trust issues and a lot of other things, but now that has been overcome. So the likes of Flipkarts and Amazons and Snapdeal are all over the place. Now, what is happening is there are about 60% pin codes in India where the concept of cash on delivery is not allowed by the e-commerce site. So the e-commerce site asks you to put in your pin code and then do a transaction. You will check the pin code, they'll say that whether it is available or not. So 60% of the country, it is not available. Now, what is happening to that part of the country? There is penetration of TV in India in a very huge way, and people are watching the likes of Flipkarts and Amazon and Snapdeal on TV day in and day out, but they do not have a way to interact with the system. So we have gone ahead and we have done something whereas there is acceptance at the retail touch point, wherein the consumer can pay to the retailer in cash. The retailer uses a digital wallet to prepay the e-commerce site, and the product is shipped. So these kind of consumers now have a chance to get included into the mainstream system, and I think the way I look at it is technology will change the shape, and technology will change the way people transact and get included into the system. It is a very, very important piece of financial inclusion. We are completely working with the unbanked. We work with about 265,000 retail outlets in the country, where our job is to convert cash into digital money and make it available for the consumer on his wallet to transact 24/7. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joshi. He gave a very good perspective. And I must say that the kind of initiative that is being taken in India, in our country, actually we should be very proud that even in the developed world, they are still this money transfer through the mobile. Let's say if you see any developed countries, they still have lots of money transfer happening. Of course, those who have internet connection, they also have this online money transfers and so and so. But still, they have again money transfer through the Western Union, and then there are various other systems in the developed world. But in our country, as I was mentioning in the morning, there are many areas where we have leapfrogged. We did not go through the traditional cycle of development or traditional stages of development. Here also, in case of a money transfer, now usually, what is our mental image for the money transfer? That I go to the bank or I go to the post office, I do the transfer, and then the person gets paid through the bank or through the post office or the postman. Now here, the money is getting transferred through the mobile numbers. And this is something, which, even in the developed countries also, they are trying to pick up. And we are at the same stage. The time lag between what used to happen in the developed countries and in our country has now completely gone. They're also doing it, we are also doing it. It's a great. Similarly, I would like to inform the participants here that Mr. Joshi mentioned about this, the NPCI initiatives where the money can be transferred through the Aadhaar numbers. The system has already, put in place. And for information, today it is possible and it is being done. This entire direct benefit transfers, Aadhaar-based benefit transfers, the millions of beneficiaries, like the pensions or the PDS beneficiaries, there the money or the pensions, for example, old age pensions or a scholarship, the money is being transferred to Aadhaar numbers. Not to the, while transferring the money, those government departments did not know that what is the name of the person or which bank account that person holds a bank account. Did not know, only the Aadhaar number, that's good enough. And that is already been done through the NPCI, through the Aadhaar based payment system, ABPS. And again, in our country, more than 17 crore unique bank accounts are linked to unique Aadhaar numbers. I mean, imagine, we have a population of 121 crores. We will have about, on an average, 30 crore households. And out of that, roughly around 17 crore bank accounts have been now linked to the Aadhaar number. 17 crore bank accounts have been linked to the Aadhaar number in the NPCI database. So this infrastructure itself will enable lots of money transfers and going towards this, the digital India, and the vision in the digital India is also having a cashless India. I mean, you don't need to do this cash transactions. And one more thing, very important thing, in the morning I mentioned that, we have brick and mortar bank branches. We have about 30,000 bank branches. After all, how many new bank branches you can establish? It's impossible. The banks were already feeling the punch, feeling the stress that, when they were being asked to open bank branches in the remote areas, those banks were not viable. Now, with this technology, today, you can do this financial inclusion, do all these banking transactions without actually investing in the brick and mortar bank branches. So now, I will request on my left hand side, Mr. Sevak, who has very extensive experience of working in Bank of India. So he can share his perspective or his experience which he has on this topic.
Thank you, Pandey sir. I will share my views. I'm repeating, I'm keeping a disclaimer close that these are my views, not the Bank of India view. That is number one. Number two, we are discussing since morning, Pandey Sahab has also elaborated a lot, that we have done Aadhaar and so many accounts have been open. But what logic has worked? Why we could able to open this many number of accounts in such a short span? That is the only one reason, what I understand, that abhi tak, the till date, for few months back, there were less number of accounts as far as Aadhaar was there, or the financial inclusion, or whatever the IRDP, or see, the other banks were running so many rural population programs since 1996. But the government, present government felt that account, still many persons do not have account in banks, so only the psychological incentive we should give, that in a Gujarati I will tell that maro faydo shu, what benefit I will have. अभी तक काफी लोगों ने अकाउंट नहीं खुलवाया था क्योंकि उनको कोई बेनिफिट नजर में नहीं दिखाता था. Now government has come out with a clear-cut benefits that they will have some insurance policy, some subsidies through the Aadhaar to their bank account. These are the benefit to the poor people. So that has struck in the mind of the poor people, and they have opened account of their own. Only mere of hearing say the film what we have seen, there was a long queue in majority of the banks, and the government could succeed. That was one part of it. Another part I will say, I have taken one line from Modi's one of the speech, that he has told IT plus IT is equal to IT. He has mentioned this word in one of the speech. IT, he told, information technology plus Indian talent is equal to India tomorrow. IT plus IT is equal to IT. That is the statement given by Modi. I just add two IT in that. That is innovative technology, another IT, and information telecommunication. That is a 2G, 3G, 4G, what we are talking about. Now the BSNL, we know that even MTNL and so many telecommunication companies have made their night calls free. They have reduced their telephone charges. The network is, telecommunication network is increasing across India. So IT plus IT plus IT plus IT is equal to IT, that is India tomorrow. our friend Mr. Joshi has also told, some innovations they have done. Innovation is the only key nowadays. I will share two products which our bank has launched. Of course, yes, in the line with the Reserve Bank of India, that if you know only mobile number of a customer, of any person rather, then you can transfer the money through the Visa. Presently we have done arrangement with the Visa. We are working with MasterCard and RuPay card also. So only what is the requirement? The only telephone number required. Majority of the person knows the telephone, mobile number I mean, mobile number of any person. You did not know where he is working, where his account is, in which name, whether he will deposit in credit card or in his account, whatever may be. So this is a one product that is already launched by our bank and so many other banks also, particularly private sector bank, ICICI and State Bank has also taken a lead. That is a one product. I am giving example that this is we have kept a limit for the present is 5,000 rupees only because of it is Reserve Bank guidelines. And another product that is recently so many banks have come up, that is a touchless credit card. You did not have to swap your credit card because of the credit card frauds are increasing. So only show your credit card from few feet away from the swapping machine, your credit card account will be debited. So there is a lesser number of fraud. As since I am from Bank of India, I am a CISO, I am considering security aspect of that. In that also, there are some limitation of the transactions for this kind of, without swapping the credit card, funds can be transferred to the POS machines or to the merchant establishment. So there are two things. What I foresee in the near future, say 2020, that only mobile technology will be the near future. Many companies, PC companies have stopped desktop productions because it is not viable. Even banking and finance and insurance, they are high speed. Presently, Indian banking BFSI sector is 5th in the world. In 2020, it will be the 3rd in the world. So rapid expansion is there as far as banking sector is concerned. And with the recent initiative by the present government, so many things are happening. Not only in poor people, that is UIDI and Aadhaar related things, but other sectors also, Digital India, the government has opened the fields, floodgates were open for doing the business. So entire business will run through the banking channel itself. As Pandey Saab has rightly told, government insistence is cashless transaction, that is the number one. And the government also wants that person, customer, account holder need not visit the branch. That is minimum footfall at the branch. Let them do entire banking and financial transaction from their home, from their office, or from their mobile. So mobile is the only future, what I feel, that it will have a vast and fast expansion in near future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sevak, for explaining very well that what is the power which people have in their hand, this whole mobile technology, and how it is being used by the bankers. Sometimes we may not realize that, what a powerful device that we are holding in our hand. The most of us who are of a certain age group, we all realize that we used to, about 3 decades or 2 decades back, we used to have a big PCs. And then we also used to have, if you were working in some organization, we used to have servers, very powerful servers we used to think. And maybe in the college, when I was studying, that time, we used to have some system called DEC System 10, which we used to call at that time kind of a supercomputer or something like that. Now today, each one of us, in India, this mobile penetration is 90 crore. Each one of us, each one of those devices is so powerful. It's not only mobile, it's a very, very powerful computer, server, whatever you may say. That's there. Now imagine the technology has brought us to that level that it has almost everyone has been handed over a very powerful device. Now using that device, what can be done? It is limitless. I mean, it's only a question of our imagination. That to what extent you can use it. Use it for the money transfer, use it for the mobile technology, use it for the citizen services. In fact, the state governments, in fact, we have some sessions later where we'll know that how certain state governments are doing using basically leapfrogging. And one very important thing that he mentioned, Mr. Sevak mentioned, that our whole whether it is a banking sector or any sector, the idea was that when people come to your office, you give him services. Now the concept is that why should you make people come here? I mean, that's not very efficient, right? Because, when idea should be, our objective should be, there should be minimum footfalls in any government office. If you find lots of footfalls, then it means that there is something wrong in that office, right? And we need to change that. And that is true of the bank, that is true of the government office, that is true of any organization, right? So therefore, that's also very important. Now, on my right, we have Mr. N.K. Sharma, who has again a very, very extensive experience in banking sector. He's presently in the SIDBI, so I will request him to share his perspective.
Hello. Good afternoon. I am from Small Industries Development Bank, which is a financial institution, and more it's not directly into, financial inclusion, but we do back end, like commercial banks are opening accounts and all that, but we do it through since we are lending in microcredits also. We have a offshoot, SIDBI Foundation for Microcredit, which is into microcredit only. So although NABARD and all this, they are making the self-help groups, opening their accounts, but the financial inclusion, giving them loans and everything is done through SIDBI's microcredit scheme. So we have that scheme, we have been linking them, and the same portfolio, further taking it initiative forward. The Mudra Bank is coming up, and SIDBI, it's a subsidiary of SIDBI, and we propose to take it forward. And that's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sarma. Now, I just throw this to the audience, and I suppose you may be having lots of questions about the role of technology in financial inclusion, in delivering citizen services, and digital India, and Aadhaar, of course. So, if any of you have any questions, please raise your hands, and then the mic will go there, and then you can ask the question. Then I will request one of the fellow panelists to take the question and answer. Yes, please.
I have to say something to Ajay ji. First of all, as the Jan Dhan Yojana has started, and before that our credit deposit ratio was very less in so many states. I hope that now credit deposit ratio will enhance. On an average it was 75, and most of the states are running less than 50. So I hope that that will be covered by this one. Another thing is that you told about that mobile number is not necessary in the long-term policy for just giving all the things. So my question is that sometimes it is being happened that if you are not using your mobile for long time, so that will be lost, number will be lost. So how can you manage this one? Because so many that will be defunct in the so many BSNL and all the service providers are doing like that. So that will be the very much drawback, because every time when your mobile number has been changed, so when will be linked?
Second question. Yeah, the first question about the credit policy, can you answer that question?
Sir, as you know, As per the PMJDY guidelines, this OD facility of 5,000 is to be given after 6 months of the satisfactory conduct of the account. Since majority of the accounts opened under this PMJDY are just they have completed 6 months. They are now only they are eligible for any overdraft facility. So, to study the impact of this financial inclusion in credit, especially what you are talking about credit, there is no substantial increase in the credit portfolio. That you have to watch for some more time, because all those accounts opened under immediately we cannot give them overdraft facility. So after 6 months they are eligible. Again, that too subject to satisfactory conduct of the account. So for this purpose we may have to watch and wait for some time, and we have to watch the progress. So it's too early. That's what I mean to say.
About your second part of the question, if you heard it correct, what you're saying is that the mobile numbers may go into non-use, and then
different service providers are getting defunct if you are not using for 1 month or 2 months. So they are
what
just
will happen to the financial
that because you are linking with the mobile numbers.
Yes, so yeah, it's a good question. You see, when the question is that what is going to be your financial address? What the government and what we are working is, your financial address will be your Aadhaar number. That is right. So so far the government to citizen transaction is concerned, there the idea is that your financial address will be the Aadhaar number. Your Aadhaar number will be linked to one of your bank accounts on the NPCI database, because somebody may be having 5 bank accounts. Out of that, every bank account will be seeded with Aadhaar number, but out of that only one bank account will lie on the NPCI mapper, and that will be your financial address so far the government is concerned. So the government will push the money, whether it is insurance money or whether it is the direct benefit transfer money or subsidy money, on that financial address. Now, what the private sectors and also the banking sector, or maybe even some other sectors, are doing mobile number as an address, is that for the person-to-person transaction. So supposing, if I have to send money to my family, I know that, this mobile number I spoke yesterday, right? And that mobile number is active and it is linked to the bank account somewhere, and therefore, on that only I will send the money, because and then I will not send money on some other mobile number which is not functional or which is not active or something like that. So in a P2P transaction, or I would say C2C, citizen to citizen transactions, perhaps yes, this mobile number could be a financial address, but government to citizen transactions, largely it will be Aadhaar based.
Another thing is that illiteracy will come forward as you are just going developing with more technologies. As the Canara Bank's manager James has already said that illiteracy is one of the most powerful reason that all the things will be.
Sevak also wanted to add something, so I will request you to add.
Sir, I will supplement what the friends have told. There is already move have started for consolidation of the customers, particularly that what Pandey Saab has told, if one customer has having a more than same name, more than one account in a bank, now it is a bank level consolidation started, so we are clubbing it, all the accounts in one name, that is we call as a customer ID. So if one customer same name based on the Aadhaar number, mobile number, address, whatever, we will see the parameters we have done it. If supposing I have also got an account in Ahmedabad, I have also got an account in Goa, I have also got an account in Delhi, and with the different customer IDs. So what we have started working on, because same customer having a 3 account, let us merge in one customer ID so that there is a single view concept will be there. Recently, there is one survey done by E&Y. They have come out, the present IT industry is spending majority of the funds in 2 areas. That is business analytics, that is a big data or business intelligence, and the second is the information security. So whatever you are talking about, this now many banks have also started adopting business intelligence also. So not only for this purpose, because we do not have the demographic right kind of product for the right kind of customers. So that things is required, business and data analytic is required. So majority of the banks have now started working on those areas where we can expand our business as per the need of the customer. So whatever your question is right, it slowly consolidate is going. Moreover, in telecommunication, there is also interportability is there. So there are work is already on the way, but in different segments. But it will take some time.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sevak. Now I think we will go to the next question because, yeah, sure.
When this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana was launched, I was in Bihar at that time, and what we wanted to do first was that we wanted to first prepare a map or prepare a list of those who did not have bank accounts. Because right now we're saying now we have opened 18 crore bank accounts. But like in Aadhaar, you do a deduplicacy, every time you first run it through the database and see that whether the person has a Aadhaar or has he applied for Aadhaar earlier. So similarly, have you done an exercise in the Jan Dhan Yojana, whether all those accounts that have been opened, how many are those who did not have bank accounts earlier?
Can Mr. Virupaksha, would you take that question?
Yeah. Sir, this is a very difficult question because you see under Jan Dhan, as rightly you put it, at that time some communication has reached all people that by opening one account, government will deposit 1 lakh and they will deposit another 30,000 and they will give overdraft facility of 5,000 like that. That's why many of the people, those who are having account also, they opened new accounts under this PMJDY. At that point of time, there was no mechanism to verify whether suppose if he is having account in the same bank, it is possible. It would have been possible. But they are opening in the same bank also, they opened 2-3 accounts. And in they are opening accounts in different banks. So earlier these accounts all accounts are not linked with Aadhaar. As sir put it, out of this, so the enrollment has taken nearly 85 crores. Out of the 85 crores Aadhaar numbers, only some 17 or 18 crores only linked to the account numbers. So unless all these accounts are linked to this Aadhaar, it's very difficult to eliminate. That's why, as our Sevak sir put it, this so many same customer having 2-3 accounts. So Aadhaar number is linked to a particular account. Unless all these accounts are clubbed, it becomes very difficult. So it happened. That's why I told, though we are claiming about 15 crores, 16 crores accounts, there may be some 10-15% such type of accounts may be there. I will not rule out. That is in reality.
Yeah, I'll just add here that roughly around, please correct me if I am very wrong, more than 14 crore accounts have been opened under Jan Dhan Yojana. And out of that, around 6 to 7 crores accounts are seeded with Aadhaar. So remaining 7 crore accounts are yet to be seeded. Now, it is quite likely that the remaining 7 crores, maybe, the accounts could be multiple accounts, or maybe multiple or double, triple accounts there. So, and then the government Department of Financial Services and of course our Prime Minister, these instructions are in writing that ultimately every bank account has to be seeded with Aadhaar number. The instructions are that you may have opened 14 crore account. Today the status is only 6 to 7 crore bank accounts have been seeded with Aadhaar number. You have to seed the remaining, remaining account, and then only it is the job, the complete. Easy. Right. Then only, because till then the job is not complete, because instructions are very, very clear. Prime Minister took a meeting on 6th of September last year, just at the time when this Jan Dhan Yojana was launched, and then the directions were very clear in writing that every Jan Dhan Yojana account has to be seeded with Aadhaar number. If the person does not have Aadhaar number, the bank should facilitate in having him enrolled. So that's the question.
But
yeah, please.
Sorry, just last. Are we doing anything on the reverse? Like, are we, because the target should be, as you said, target should be those who do not have a bank account or who are unbanked. So are we, because right now there's an apprehension that even if we go 18, we might go to 30 crores. it may be again those people who are not the most needy. So are we going the reverse, that should we first have a database where we say that the beneficiaries like old age pension or the beneficiaries which go to the BPL families or the very poor, so first we should go there and try and link their accounts, open their accounts and link the Aadhaar to their accounts. Otherwise, right now we have 14 crores, so even if we reach about 70 crores, still the last person on the street may still get left out.
It's a good question. There are the two things are happening from government side as well as bank side. I will tell you first government side that will address your question. Government has identified certain activities where they are going to part money. So they have told the present government has taken a decision that these activities money has to be transferred in the account directly, the DBT what we call direct benefit transfer, where the Aadhaar number is there. So your question is that whether it is going to the correct person, that is the government is taking care for certain activities. That is number one. That is one part. There are some issues in Aadhaar also. You must have heard in the newspaper that हनुमान जी का नाम का भी आधार है. ठीक है ना, वो हो सकता है, इतना मास में काम हुआ है, तो there are chances that there are some mistakes are there, maybe human error or maybe malified intention. So that is also to be ruled out. Another part, I am talking about banking side. It is also possible that in banks there are certain accounts which we call as a benami accounts, fictitious name account, because this KYC and all this come as last 10-15 years, strict norms. Earlier norms were there, but not that stricter norms. So many old accounts are without KYC. Now many of banks have taken, but some of the customers who have left or who do not exist, still there are non-KYC compliant. So as per RBI guidelines, now we have put it in a dormant list, so that no further transaction has to be allowed on these accounts which are non-KYC. So if they want to take a transaction, then first of all they have to comply with the KYC. So bank side also data cleaning, data mining is also going on. So there are both the sides, some cleaning work is already going on. Yes,
I will just add to what my fellow panelists have said. The question that has been raised is very relevant, in the sense that in any exercise like this, what we have to see is that, yes, like for example, we talked about this JAM model, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile. Whenever we say that, these three are very, very powerful tools, combination available, that should be available to almost everyone. Right. Now, what we have, like for example, from Aadhaar side, I can say that we say that yes, every resident has to be covered. If our population is 121 crore, it has to be covered. Right. Similarly, yes, mobile number, except those who are infants and then the children, but then they have access to mobile number. But so far the bank account is concerned, there has to be a stock taking, as Mr. Punhani has said, because that there has to be stock taking, that let's say in a village your population is 1,000. Out of that, how many have got Aadhaar and how many have actually got the bank accounts? Because it's quite likely that those who are very, very needy, he may have, one possibility is that he may not have got the Aadhaar number, so we have to give him Aadhaar number. If he has got Aadhaar number, then has he got the bank account, right? Because maybe because he doesn't have a bank account, therefore he is not able to get many of the government benefits like pension or social security or maybe insurance or something like that. Because in that case, the direct benefit transfer also would not happen, because he couldn't be enrolled for that scheme. So therefore this stock taking has to be continuously being done. We have reached 17 crores, 14 crore bank accounts open, 17 crore bank accounts have been seeded with Aadhaar number in the NPCI mapper, in the Jan Dhan Yojana 7 crore, but ultimately our target should be, just like in case of Aadhaar or in case of a mobile penetration, that we have to reach the population. And that's why when we are talking about Aadhaar number, from the Prime Minister's office, we are talking about a universal coverage of Aadhaar. We are talking using the word universal coverage. So similarly, I am here, from the bank side, there should be universal coverage of bank accounts, so that not a single person is left out, and we should continuously do this stock taking and find out the deficiency and plug that. Thank you. Any other question? Yes. Can we take the mic there? Yeah, we'll come to you. Yeah, please. Please, Savitaji, please.
Okay. I'm Vibha Agarwal from CA Technologies. A very simple question: is it not possible to have the Aadhaar and the bank accounts work in tandem? We are finding that we have many more Aadhaar accounts than now, and we have less bank accounts. So either we open Aadhaar accounts for the people who have a bank account, or give preference to the people who have bank accounts to open the Aadhaar, because it seems like, why can't it be like this? And at the same time, keeping in mind the people who have mobile also somehow coming into the race, so that we find that Aadhaar, mobile and bank accounts, these three are very important key factors. So how, I just feel that one side we are opening bank accounts, one side we are doing Aadhaar. Why can't we just do them together? We open the Aadhaar numbers for the people, give preference to those who have a bank account, or open bank accounts and give preference to people who have a bank account to give them Aadhaar. Why can't we?
Yeah, it's a very good suggestion, and in fact, I will update the audience here that Reserve Bank of India and then the Department of Financial Services, they have issued a series of instructions recently, where they have made Aadhaar number as a sufficient KYC, not as the necessary KYC. They are saying it is a sufficient KYC for opening a bank account. So today, somebody can walk into any bank without a single piece of paper in his hand. No ration card, no PAN card, no voter ID card or any other document, or electricity bill for the proof of address. Doesn't need to carry, not even Aadhaar card. What he has to do is he has to remember his Aadhaar number. And then, here all my fellow panelists are here, walk into any of their branches, and then they have a small device, enter your Aadhaar number and put your fingerprint, and then entire eKYC is done, and their entire eKYC information gets transferred from Aadhaar database to the bank database, and then the bank account gets opened. So exactly this, that every Aadhaar number, idea is that, when we, in fact your question and then Mr. Punhani's question is together, in the sense that why can't we have the same, every Aadhaar number should have a bank account, and he also raised the same question that, are we doing a stock taking? We have 121 crore population, 85 crore Aadhaar, and then the 17 crore bank account linked to this. So where are those 68 crore people today, right? Do they not deserve a bank account? Like even if it is an infant, tomorrow, certain insurance, for example, is eligible for insurance, isn't it? Let's say a child born yesterday and something unfortunate happens, then for example, a medical treatment or something, will he not get insurance? So therefore, my expectation would be, the government expectation would be, the people expectation would be that if 85 crore accounts have been opened, and if the government rule, RBI rule allows that you should have a bank account can be opened on the basis of Aadhaar, then where are those 68 crore people who have got Aadhaar and haven't got opened the bank account? So therefore, yes, the banks have to do a lot. Right.
So my question is that when we are opening the bank accounts, why will we not make it kind of mandatory or give preference to the people who have Aadhaar cards? Why open new bank accounts and where there are no Aadhaar cards? Here there is a gap about 50 or 60 crores people who are holding Aadhaar cards and no accounts. So open accounts for the people who existing have the Aadhaar cards.
I have something to say, Pandey.
And she is talking about the 65 crores persons who have the Aadhaar card but don't have the bank account. One thing is that banks has made so tight regulations that if you are not operating your bank account with 3 months, that will be that account. So how can it really function?
Could you just answer this question about if, let's say, if the accounts have been opened under the Jan Dhan Yojana, based on Aadhaar, and if the account is not operated, will you make it inactive account?
No. Actually, that 3 months it's not applicable in the general code, sir. In all accounts opened under PMJDY, even with zero balance, it become inoperative only after 2 years, not 3 months. Only after 2 years if no operations are there in the account. Till that time, no penal charges will be levied for minimum balance, not maintaining minimum balance. It will become inoperative only after 2 years, not within 3 months.
But we can carry on this discussion, because we are going to stay here for today and tomorrow. We can carry on this discussion offline. There was one hand I saw, and that's going to be the last question. The organizers have told us to wind up. So maybe the last question we can take, Karthik, if you permit. Yes, the last question, please.
So the prior presentation mentioned the transaction costs involved at 80 rupees, 30 rupees and 17 for ATMs, if I am correct. What I'm trying to understand is how is it possible to reduce those transaction costs? And from the perspective of, now India is a very large nation, there's so many transactions, and I'm sure we are as a nation losing a lot of money going to Visa and MasterCard in transaction costs.
Yeah.
How do you see RuPay being the alternative, and how does it? Can you speak from the merchant's perspective? It's a very disruptive, element here.
It's a very good question. Answer is also there. I put 70 rupees by taking the present level of transaction in the account with BCR in the branch. If you increase the volume, automatically the cost of transaction per transaction will reduce. That is one thing. Then the second one is technology. Nowadays, each bank is developing its own technology. Suppose if all banks together, if they develop a common technology platform and it is synchronized with their present software system, then the cost of technology will also reduce. So one is by synchronizing all the technology. Second one is by increase the volume, number of transactions. As you know that Narega payment, nearly 33,000 crore of rupees is every year it is being distributed. If all these funds and all now about 35 schemes are included under DBT. If all these subsidy amount and scholarships amount it is routed through this account, certainly the cost will come down. Cost of transaction will come down.
Can you just mention in comparison with Visa and MasterCard, like can Flipkart tomorrow just switch completely to RuPay instead? That's sort of the...
That's what.
Is there? I mean, why is it not? Why is Visa and MasterCard still so high? And how many people use a RuPay card? You don't see it. Why not?
No, that is the reason. Actually, India is the 4th country to have its own card. You should be proud. In case of Master and Visa card, the cost of transaction, we are paying a very huge cost. So it is our own technology, it is domestic, it is developed in-house technology, the RuPay card. So the only thing is acceptability of this RuPay card. So it is once you make acceptable with all member establishment in all agencies, certainly it will be a universally accepted phenomena. RuPay card and Visa card and MasterCard, they are having a worldwide pan-India and worldwide acceptance. But RuPay card right now it is restricted to India. And also some sectors are only accepting these RuPay cards. So if it is made acceptable by all the agencies, certainly the RuPay card will pick up like anything.
I hope so.
Sir, you would like to add, sir?
That RuPay card and MasterCard and Visa card. Your point is very right. That is the move from Make in India, that banks are promoting RuPay card and that is acceptability is increasing day by day. In new POS machines and new establishment, bank is insisting that they should accept capable of accepting RuPay card. So that is increasing. It will take some time. RuPay card is a newborn baby, so it will have mature होने में थोड़ा time लगेगा उसको. जब मास्टर वीजा तो अभी बूढ़े हो गए वो लोग, तो उसको थोड़ा time दीजिए रूपी को.
So thank you very much. So we have come to the close of this session. And I must thank my all fellow panelists for sharing their views and also answering to the question. I'm also thankful to the audience here, and then we got very good response and the questions for this panel. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And banking is still there until the evening because we have a banking presentation by ICICI Bank. And they will be also talking about e-governance initiative in banking which bank is taking up. And there also you can questions and do a Q&A with them. And now I request our Honorable Chair of Session, Dr. Pandey, Dr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, to please present mementos to these esteemed panelists at the stage. And to start with, the first, Mr. Shashank Joshi, My Mobile Payment Limited, with the brand Money on Mobile. Then our guest from Bank of India, Mr. Kamlesh Sevak. DGM Canara Bank, Mr. K. Virupaksha. And our guest from SIDBI, ADG, Additional General Manager, Mr. N.K. Sharma. I request then Mr. Joshi to please present a memento to Dr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey. Sir, you might remember it as that the two sessions you spoken. Thank you very much, and a group photo is requested from